this is actually the third take on the bloopers video because of boo-boos. Anyway, oh my goodness gracious, I haven't been thinking very clearly. I had some family trouble, and so I think that we're on the mend now, but oh my gosh, the hospitals are crazy, and okay. Anyway, okay, so I have some bloopers, and so I want to show you those and fix them. One of my bloopers is that in the hurry to go online, I gave you guys here the same daily incentive points that I had for last semester. And last semester on Tuesday had block 2, but didn't have block 1. And this semester it's changed. And so we have actually on Tuesday, we have only block 1, right? And so this should have been block 1. Now, there's a really good chance that I did that on Thursday too, because I was just beyond myself trying to get everything all ready to go, and I did. Right here, this on Thursday, week 10, this should have been block 1. We don't have a block 2, and I really apologize about that. What I'm thinking about doing is changing Tuesday and Thursday and not having a block on them at all, just calling them Tuesday and Thursday. I think that would clear up a lot of things, and then if I do that again, it won't have a mistake. Okay, so then I made some bloopers on math, and a lot of them are typos, carryos, whatever, changing the problem, I don't know, as I go. And so this is week 10, Tuesday of block 1, really was block 1, and on the second page of that is where I made the mistake. And I'm just going to start that problem again. Where I made the mistake is, for whatever reason, I had x to the second and I carried down x to the third, and I have no idea why. And so I just want to start the problem again. So remember, f plus g, this would be at x, means f of x plus g of x. And then this is what f of x is equal to, and this is what g of x is equal to, so I'm adding them. How you add things together is you have to have a common denominator. Did I already say this was the bloopers video? I probably told you it was the third take of the bloopers video, right? Okay, so this is the bloopers video. So if you're like, oh, I already fixed that one in my notes myself, that's great. So this factors as x minus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1. And we had factored it on the first page of this. And so this is x squared plus x plus, and then here x squared minus 1. Okay, so my common denominator is that binomial times that trinomial. And I have the same trinomial here. And so the lowest common denominator is x minus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1. And so but this one already has the common denominator, and this one's missing the x minus 1. So we're gonna multiply here by x minus 1. So when we do, this is just nothing changes on it. So that binomial times that trinomial. My 1 got into my parenthesis. You know how if you put your parenthesis first. And so here, x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times minus is minus x squared, minus x plus 1. All over, ooh, I didn't do that at the bottom here, all over the common denominator, right? Because I was supposed to do that top and bottom, because this is multiplying that fraction by 1. And so this is 1. And so in the denominator here, we get x minus 1 times x squared plus x. You shouldn't make bloopers in the bloopers video. And so I'm going to try not to. And so now I have to combine like terms. And so now the x to the third doesn't have anyone to add with, right? Because I'm going to add all of these things together. And when I do, I'll have x to the third, the x to the seconds drop out, and the x's drop out. And so this is x to the third plus 1 all over x minus 1 times x squared plus x plus 1. And then you would factor it to see if it would reduce further, and I think it's not going to reduce further, even though it seems like it might, because this right here is a sum of squares, and so it actually will factor. Sum of cubes. I don't know why I said squares. I'm trying to make bloopers in the bloopers video. It's a sum of cubes, and so x cubed plus 1 cubed, and if you're a formula user, this is a cubed plus b cubed equals, make room here, a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. And where we see x, we're going to put, where we see a, we're going to put x, and where we see 1, we're going to put, where we see b, we're going to put 1, right? So this is what I have here. I like to write that the other way that I had it. So this is x plus 1, x squared minus 1 times x is 1x plus 1 squared. And so making it look a little nicer, x plus 1 times x squared minus x plus 1. And so that does factor like that, but it doesn't reduce with the denominator. The binomial's not exactly the same, and the trinomial's not exactly the same. And so either way on the answer as far as that goes. So how we have it here is a great answer. And some people say, well, could I have left it as x to the third plus 1? And in fact, could I go back to this is x to the third minus 1? And the answer is, yeah, you could have, and that would have been fine too. So x to the third plus 1 over x to the third minus 1 is also a good answer. It doesn't reduce, even though it looks like it has a lot of pieces in common. Both are good answers, and so there you have that one. Okay, so that is one of my bloopers. My other blooper was this blooper on number 11. So this is on the 7.2 notes, number 11, and I had the blooper in that I factored all of the pieces here, and I flopped it, and everything was good. Everything was good except for when I brought down the answer, I overlooked that too, right there. And so I and then said this was my answer without a 2. So there should have been a 2 there. And so there's my fix on that one. And then my other blooper that's been drawn to my attention was here on problem 52, problem 50, and that was on the notes for 7.3. And so that was the other blooper there, and it was on problem 50. And I actually did fix this video on problem 50. What I had done, I changed the problem. It was a plus, and I brought it down as a minus for whatever reason. And I actually fixed this problem, and I put this on the Thursday note video. So the notes that go with Thursday. Is that when I did it? Anyway, it's at the beginning of one of the notes videos after this, and I should have labeled when I did fix it. And so if you did it and you wanted to compare the answer that you got for number 50 by doing it correctly, I think that this is the answer that we got, and you can certainly go and fix that, and you can go and find where I did it at the very beginning of a video, and so is when I did it. Okay, so I think those are my my fixes, some of my fixes. I'm sure there's others, and so we're all doing our best, right? Next week there's going to be more conference zooming by me and more conference zooming by Andrea, and so make sure that you tune in for those. Those are good times to get clarification on things. My son is fixing me up, and I'm going to learn how to how to be able to write things while conference zooming, and so that's coming. Anyway, so those are the stories, and if you see anything else, it's good to email me, because other people might be saying, wait a minute. And then I can at least make a note of it. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.